The magnet is strong. I'm strong, but the magnet is stronger.
Bethany Aborah defeated by magnet. Like she could pull 241 kilos and couldn't pull the magnet.
This is so bad. That's
Yeah.
embarrassing. You should cut it out.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next episode of Quit and Build Show. This time I have a really special guest, Betty Aborah.
I do really find joy in the process, so I really
Yeah,
enjoy
yeah.
training. So I've never thought of quitting. I definitely allow myself to be upset because you've worked for it, and if it doesn't turn out the way you want it to, that's real.
Really?
And the people that complain in that way and say that it's unfair usually aren't locked in.
Thanks for accepting the invitation and for the opportunity.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So, for those who might not know who this girl next to me is, she's athlete, she's also coach, but I'm not sure if you're student or not, because I saw a podcast with Ryan. You were
Yeah.
talking about that you study physio,
Yeah, that's right.
and not sure if you've already finished it or
I
not.
haven't, unfortunately.
You haven't.
No, I haven't.
So she is a student, ladies and gentlemen, and pro athlete, because your job is actually
It's powerlifting.
being powerlifter.
That's right. Yeah.
That's crazy. Her best lifts, such as squat, is 177.5.
Yeah.
Deadlift. We will get to the deadlift, actually. Bench press, because as you said, bench press is boring. Nobody cares about bench press.
Why even care about bench?
Yes, 105 and the deadlift. Now it's time. The new world record holder, 241 kilos. But before we will dig in to deeper stuff about you, your career and that stuff, I have a gift for you actually.
Oh.
Q&B t-shirt.
Oh,
I
that's
chose
amazing.
orange
Yeah.
because it's actually called, hopefully M.
Perfect. Yeah.
This is for you.
Thank you so much. This is so nice. It fits my team colors perfectly.
Yes.
Because the singlet's orange.
I was thinking
Oh,
about
I
it
love
because
it.
we have also white and purple, and this one actually too. But I think this is for Team Netherlands, the best color I could choose.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
No problem. And now, Betty, let's move to you. How did you even get to sports? Because in a podcast with Ryan, you were talking about powerlifting, but you haven't mentioned why have you started with the sport, doing something like that?
I used to play soccer, like football, with my friend, best friend actually. And then at one point she was like, you know what, I'm gonna join the gym. And she asked if I wanted to join her. So I was like, you know what, let's just try it out. So I think I joined her for the first time when I was 15. Yeah, and then we both quit soccer and we went to the gym. And I really loved it. I really loved it from the start. And then I think I started getting more serious with the weightlifting stuff. I mean, I didn't actually start powerlifting immediately when I started going to the gym. I started with just like the bodybuilding stuff, just fitness stuff.
Yeah. Lower body training.
Yeah, oh, that's so bad. 5 leg days a week. 5 leg days a week. I would skip upper body because I was like, that's gonna make me bulky and manly. Yeah. I don't want to train upper body. So I didn't do that for a long time. And then I think I started getting more serious at like 17 or 18. And then at 19, I contacted my first coach. And I was like, I want to get into powerlifting. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I want to do it. And then I have been powerlifting ever since 19.
Oh, right. That was like a kind of miracle. Where have you learned or where have you found the powerlifting stuff?
I think I also started my social media when I was, like I just documented some stuff when I was like also 19. And then as I was posting more, I think I saw powerlifting more, appearing more on my feed. And I was like, oh, maybe I want to start doing this. So I started squatting a little bit. I started not benching. I started deadlifting a little bit. And then I think my friend and I were looking at like records and stuff within powerlifting. And I was already pretty close. So I was like, you know what? I want to do a powerlift competition. So yeah, that's kind of how it started.
All right. And how was your first competition looked like?
It was
If you
actually-
remember, because
I
it's a
definitely do. That was a special one. It was a very special one. It was a beginner meet, so it's not an official meet. In the Netherlands, we have like some sort of mock meets,
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of stuff,
alright.
like first meets. They are not official, so you cannot break any records, but it's more, yeah, it's just for fun, basically.
just to try it.
Yeah, yeah, basically. So I did one of those, and then I won best lifter. And later I heard that I had unofficially broke the Dutch deadlift record.
Oh,
So I was like, damn.
so your first
Do you
competition
think
at
I'm
first?
good? Yeah, yeah. So that was a very fun competition. I didn't realize like how much I did because I was just like, I'm gonna go to a competition and have fun. And then afterwards, I heard that it was pretty cool what I had done. I was like, ooh, I want to do this more.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
remember the numbers? Like at least the deadlift. What was the current record back then? How much you progressed since?
I think I did 200. I
Uh-huh,
squatted
alright.
140 or 142 and a half. Bench was, I think it was 80 back then.
Yeah, yeah, alright.
And then deadlift was 200. Yeah, I think so.
200.
Don't
Wow.
quote me.
So the massive deadlift even at your first competition.
Yeah, kind of.
That's really impressive. So since then you were like, hey, I'm fully focused on a powerlifting, or was it there something else?
No, I was just doing competitions for fun. I did have a coach, but I wasn't very locked in on all the other aspects of powerlifting, so I wasn't really tracking my food or maximizing nutrition or
Yeah, yeah.
recovery and stuff. I was just basically training. Yeah, I think the locking in on the other aspects for powerlifting came quite a bit later.
All right. So these, what have you mentioned? These were some kind of beginner's mistake, or what would be some mistake you would say, hey, I've done it. Never ever do it when you're starting with powerlifting, to avoid something.
That's a good question. I think you shouldn't try to do the most at the start. So I would say try to find out what works and try to reach your goals with doing as little work as possible instead of like immediately throwing in junk volume and just doing
Alright.
10 sets, lots of reps. I'd also say find a coach because you most likely don't really know what you're doing as you're getting into the gym because you're young and you're inexperienced. So you kind of want to have someone to guide you through the process and help you grow as an athlete.
All right. That's a great advice. Everyone who's watching, take it into consideration. And I'm gonna ask you, after you figure out all those, things like food, the recovery, you found a coach. When was the breaking moment you said, hey, now it's time for me to lock in and go for it?
I think it was pretty gradual. It was not at one point that I was like, okay, I'm gonna lock in right now. I think it was just as I learned more about powerlifting, I just was like, okay, if I wanna get stronger or get as strong as I can be, I should probably be a bit more serious with it, like sleep a bit more, party a bit less, watch my food a bit more.
Were you actually partying before that?
Not often, but I would go out with friends sometimes. Yeah, I mean it's fun, but if you wanna get as strong as you can be, it's probably not the best plan to like go out a few times a month. Sorry, what was the question?
When was the time you said you are getting looking?
Yeah, it was just gradual. I think maybe after my first or second nationals that I was like, okay, now I have to like watch what I'm doing a bit more because I want to get as strong as I can be.
All right.
Yeah.
And do you remember your first international competition?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
there will be some funny story, I think.
That was the Benelux Cup. So Belgium,
Alright. Yeah.
Netherlands, Luxembourg. It was in Luxembourg. It was not the competition that I hoped for because I went into the competition thinking that I would put up some massive numbers and have a great competition, but it was obviously just my first international competition, so I was very nervous, which I still always am, by the way.
Oh.
Doesn't really get better for me. Yeah, so I don't really think I PR'd compared to my first ever competition. So I think I lifted about 140, benched about 80, and deadlifted about, oh, by the way, I missed 200 back then.
Oh.
So I was really disappointed with that. I passed out, I was pulling it, it was too heavy, I couldn't lock it, and I kept pulling, and then I was like, it got dark, and I just fell onto the floor.
That's crazy. Like, that's the reason why I always want to say during the competition, that's why it's called deadlift. But
you die.
you die while deadlifting. You might.
You might.
Yes.
Yeah. You don't want it to happen, but you never know.
So after that, you passed out at the competition. What was the thoughts? You don't remember? Do you remember those feelings? Like, there must be the mixture. Oh, I failed the 200. I did it before many times. Now, what was the outcome of this competition?
Yeah, I don't know. I was just very disappointed because I was like, I mean, if I have pulled it before, I've pulled it in the gym. Why can I not pull it right here? Like, what went wrong? Did I do anything wrong? But I think right now, if I have a few lifts that don't go the way I planned, I kind of reflect back and I kind of try looking for the source.
Yes.
But back then I didn't really do that. I was just like, oh man, I failed. What can it be? But it really didn't go further than that. Yeah, I was just very disappointed.
All right.
Yeah.
So you haven't started, questioning yourself, questioning your career. Maybe I will quit or something like that.
I don't think so, because I do really find joy in the process. So I really enjoy training. So I've never thought of quitting, but I was just, I have had some competitions where I underperformed or just didn't do what I wanted to. And it just sucks, but it happens. Everybody, like, no one always has a great competition. You cannot always go 9 for 9. Even the people that are in the top, like the best of the best, they don't have perfect competitions either.
Can happen. Just you missed a few lifts and now it's falling everything. Because for you as a pro athlete and for others, when you sacrifice so much and then you underperform, what do you do now if that would happen?
I definitely allow myself to be upset because you've worked for it, and if it doesn't turn out the way you want it to turn out, you're just gonna be upset. But I also try to stay rational and be like, you know what, this is not the last competition ever. I still have time to improve. Whatever went wrong, I probably know why it happened, so I know what to do different next time so it doesn't happen again. I don't try to push it away, I just allow myself to feel it, but I do try to not sit in my feelings for too long because the competition is not over yet. You probably still have to do other lifts. And if the competition is over, just be it, let it be, basically.
How do you actually work with emotions? Because I think that's a really important part of the powerlifting, isn't it?
In what way would you, like, how exactly do you mean that?
Like maybe during the competition, because you said in Ryan's podcast that at the battle you were crying during the last deadlift. No, or before that and after that. Because
that was stressful.
Obviously. So something like that. How do you manage that? How how much impact the emotions have on you?
Good question. Yeah, I just, when I notice that I'm high in emotions, whether it's like sadness or fear or excitement, I try to I don't try to push it away, but I do notice that when I'm too excited or too sad or too disappointed, it will most likely affect my performance. So I just try to calm myself down a bit, try not to overhype myself, because that's just gonna make me rush and probably mess up my setup or the lifts. I just try to calm myself down. I do some breathing exercises. I listen to some music. When I'm very nervous, I try to kind of isolate myself. So I just grab a chair, sit somewhere in a corner, music on, try not to interact with many people because I'm just like, I don't really feel like interacting with other people when I'm so high in emotions. Just want me to sit there by myself, basically.
All right.
Yeah.
I think that's a great approach. And this question leads me to 2 days before you had a competition where you pulled for a world record. So,
I did.
how you handled the emotions during this, and what was it like? Just because I think the emotions are still kind of fresh. So, can you bring it to the audience?
Yeah, it was a great feeling actually because going into this competition, I was already kind of mentally preparing to pull 240, a bit over 240, because I was hoping to be able to secure the win on the second pull, so I wouldn't have to like need the
Yes.
third pull. So basically, sorry, I lost the question. So bad.
Yeah, no, that's all right.
When I ramble, I forgot what my point is.
Yeah, it's all right. The question was your feelings during this competition,
Yeah.
during before the world record pull, like before that, because I know you said that you will try to pull the record.
Yeah.
On the podcast with Ryan, you said you will try, and actually, I think you secured the first place with the first pull, but I'm not sure because you did
Maybe.
500 for the second one, and it was
Yeah.
way too over the second place. So.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. So the feelings, the emotion, and if you can bring us to your kind of slightly open the window to your
Yeah.
head, what was going there?
Yeah. So I did feel very nervous, but because there wasn't really a close battle between me and Lucy, I just felt like more chill and less pressure. So I was nervous, but not as nervous as I was for Junior Worlds a few months back. I was just like, I'm gonna give it my all. I know that I've put in the work, but if I don't have the day I want it, like the day I want to have, it's not gonna be the end of the world, because yeah, I can't expect to have the best results if I don't put in the best work.
Yeah, yeah.
I took a little bit of a break after the previous competition. So I felt like I didn't have enough time to get back to like competition strong, so get back at my back lifts, my best lifts. So I was like, I did what I could for the last few weeks, so I'm just gonna try to, yeah, perform my best. If it's here today, that's fine. If it's not here today,
Nothing's gonna
that's,
happen.
yeah, it's not gonna be the end of the world. It's gonna be sad, but there's gonna be more competitions. So yeah, nerves, but also I didn't try to be too harsh on myself.
Yes, that's cool. I think that could help. But did you notice that during before your pull they changed the numbers on the bar?
Yeah.
Did you know about that stuff? Because
Yes.
I think many people haven't even recognized it. But me as a speaker, I saw it. I saw,
Yeah.
know, everyone running and what's going on? And I was like, hey,
Yeah.
what's going on, guys? And then they explained it to me. Why is it happening and that stuff? So maybe we can this experience or bring it also to the daylight.
Yeah, of course. So the initial plan was to load 240.5 because that would have been the open world record. But apparently there was the Asian Championships, I think. And there was someone just a few hours ago that had broke the world record in the 63s, which was 240.5. So that's why we had to chip it with another half a kilo to get the record. So I was like, you know what, just load it up. If I have to pull like a kilo more or half a kilo more, it's probably not gonna make a big difference. My coach did discuss it with me briefly. He was like, I saw him calling. I saw them like kind of worrying, walking around really fast, and I was like, what's going on? But then he explained he was calling with someone, and he had told him, like the guy had told my coach, that the record had already been broken, so we had to probably up the weight. But there wasn't very much, attention to that competition, so no one was aware
Yeah.
that it had been broken. So yeah, I think my coach received a call, and he was like, "Okay, we gotta up it." So he did briefly discuss it with me, but I was like, "Okay, fine. I'm just gonna pop in my headphones. I'll see what's getting loaded.
Yeah.
I'll just pull it. I'll just attempt it."
And it
And I
went.
did.
And you did.
Yeah.
That's it. One the worst problem on this is because they're using different good lifts. You know, the system. They are not connected, the Asian one and the European one. So that's also the reason why the records are seen after some time.
Yeah.
So that could be a great problem. Where you think about it, like, hey, now have you think about it? What would happen if you pull just 240 and a half?
Nope.
And right now, how would you felt? You know, because you actually you thought you were coming for the world record, but you wouldn't have the record.
Yeah.
The,
I didn't really think about it, to be honest. I was just like, I'm glad they caught it in time and they were able to up the weight. But I definitely wanted to attempt it because I saw that I had already won. So I was like, just load it up, I'll pull it.
Just do it.
If I don't get it, that's fine. But I'm definitely going to give it my all and then hope, fingers crossed, that I'm just going to pull it, basically.
All right. And what was during the pull, you know, how the atmosphere in a venue always, does it work with you, you know, when everyone's screaming, when everyone's cheering you up, do you even recognize that? Or how is the first seconds or just the seconds before the pull?
For this competition, I loved it, but I do have other competitions where I'm very nervous, and then I feel like I perform the best when it's silent because I can just focus on my thoughts. I can focus on the bar. But for this competition, it was my last competition as a junior. I had already won, and I just felt great. I felt pretty strong on the day, so I was like, they were hyping me up. I removed my headphones and I heard them clapping, and I was just like, bring it on. So yeah, for this competition I loved it, but there are also times where I'm like, I prefer to lift in silence.
All right. And how have you celebrated the pull? How, you know, you haven't done any backflip or something like that.
I can't. I mean, I wish I could. That would be cool.
All right. You have to learn, you know, because I hope that was not the last world record.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
That's what I wanted to
I
hear.
hope it's not gonna be. Yeah, I might have to get some acrobatic lessons and try to do a backflip for the next time.
Yeah, but after the pool, what you felt, where the thoughts, were you crying actually or not?
No, I wasn't. I was
thought
jumping around
Yeah,
like a kid. I was just like, yay! Afterwards, I was like, what have I done? I'm gonna lose Aura for this, but it's fine. It's fine. I was actually very happy. I was just jumping in joy. And then I was about to walk off the platform, and then I was like, oh, hold up. I want to thank the judges. So then I walked back, and I run around, and then took a little victory lap, and then went to the back.
All right. And at a hotel, you know, have you had some party or something like that? Or just...
Not really.
Just enjoy the food with friends?
Not really. Because I mean, after the competition, we did go out with the team to grab some dinner. But it took like an hour before we got the food, and then it was cold, and then we got dessert, and it took half an hour. I was tired. But I also had a lot of caffeine, and my roommate is still going to compete. So I didn't want to come into the room as she was falling asleep. So I was like, I'm just going to sit in the lobby, like watch my competition 10 more times. And then the Irish people ran into me, and they just joined me, and we were just sitting there chilling in the lobby for a few hours. And then the people from the hotel got mad, so they sent us upstairs. And we just, I mean, understandable. We were with a big group and probably making a lot of noise. So yeah, we went upstairs to one of the other people's room, just hang out there for a while, and then I went to sleep at 3 or 4.
Oh, yeah, but you have... How much caffeine do you actually take during the competition?
It was not too much. I think it was like 300 milligrams.
All right,
that's pretty average, I'd say.
That's average.
Yeah.
All right. So, what are the goals to the future? Have you already thought about that, or just now you're chilling, and after you come back to home to Netherlands, then you will start to think about it?
I did think about it a little bit. I'm just gonna do 2 competitions next year, so I'm just gonna do Euros and Worlds. Because this year, I think this was my 8th competition, so it was quite a lot, with a lot of cutting, and then the cutting probably didn't work in my favor for this whole year. But for next year, I'm only gonna do 2 competitions. Hopefully claim the European title, also depending on who's gonna join. Yeah, that would be great. And then for Worlds, hopefully like top 4 or top 5.
Oh, that would be nice.
Would be,
because you've been top 5 this year in Chemnitz, were you? So I remember it correct. And that was the moment when you became the pro athlete, sponsored by the government.
Yeah, so that was also a pretty stressful competition.
Yeah.
Secured the bag.
And do I get it right that you have to do just those 2 competitions, like Open Worlds and Open Euros, and finish top 8?
Yeah.
To have
supposed
to
top, exactly.
be on this contract and work with.
Yeah.
All right.
Basically.
All right. That's pretty impressive that you can be. How does your day look like when you don't have to worry about waking up at 6 to go then 9 to 5, something like that, and then came back and
thank God. Right now I do study again. I took a bit of a break from school around Open Worlds to fully focus on powerlifting. But right now I have gone back to school. Sorry, I think I touched the microphone. So yeah, it really depends on the day. Some days I can just wake up at like 9 or 10 and just calmly start my day. But the days I do have class, I probably wake up around 6 and 8. I don't have a lot of class right now. I just have one subject, one class basically. So I just go to school once or twice a week. I just practically train whenever I want to. I just train, I just eat, I just go to school a little bit. So it's pretty calm right now.
And you're already involved in social media stuff. Like, you have any goals there, or how it works? Because you have a lot of sponsorship with ESN, I think.
Yeah.
That's the only one, or am I mistaken?
I've got ESN and powerlifting shop at the moment. But the powerlifting shop is unfortunately quitting, so that's that's kind of sad.
Why is it so that you have a world record? Now it's the time to come and say, hey, here's the gifts from us. What happened?
So basically the shop decided to close their doors because it was getting difficult for them to keep the shop running, basically. They didn't really have a bright future. Looking at how things are regulated right now with how which brands are basically IPF approved and stuff. So unfortunately they're quitting. I do have another sponsorship that's gonna come in place. I'm not allowed to talk about it yet. It's gonna it's gonna be pretty cool.
So ladies and gentlemen, it will be cool.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah.
That's really great. So may I ask what specific things you have to do for ESN or for something like that? Are you allowed to talk about it, actually? No.
I'm not sure. I mean, I definitely just post my daily routines and stuff. And I'm obviously sponsored by them, so I use their stuff. And then whenever I use it, I just post it and I make stories about it.
All right.
That's basically how it works.
How that's in a contract, you should, because that's maybe I'm interested in more, because as a pro athlete, you have to be kind of also entrepreneurial, just, think about those things. And what's your approach to that?
I mean, it's also like social media is also part of my job because I do the powerlifting, then I do social media, and then I do a little bit of coaching as well. So I just try to balance it a bit, but I definitely don't want to, how do I say it? what's the English word?
You can use the Dutch word. I can translate it then.
Samenwerking.
All
Like, how do I say it? It's on the tip of my tongue. It's a very easy word. Like when you work with a company.
All right. Yeah, I know.
So like you work together.
Collaborate.
Yeah, a collaboration. I definitely don't want to take on all the collaborations because I have gotten some offers, but I only want to work with brands that really like that are close to me.
Yeah,
Keep touching it.
That's really cool.
So I work with brands that have products that I actually use. I don't want to kind of like fake using stuff.
Yeah, that's.
So yeah, I'm very happy with the collaborations that I have at the moment, and I'm content with it. So that's
All right.
nice.
What's your favorite? Let's do promotion because why not?
Well, we're at it.
Yeah. First of all, Quit and Build. You can buy it. Here will be a link, and here will be a link for Betty and ESN. What's your favorite product?
That's a good question. I really like the rice pudding from ESN. That's something I always use before I train because it just has very fast carbs and doesn't make your stomach upset. It's very easy to digest. Pre-workout as well. The Crank pre-workout. And just my daily supplements such as magnesium, omega, vitamin D3, K2. I think
That's
those are the
pretty
basics.
much stuff actually.
Yeah,
For
and creatine, of course.
For someone who uses only creatine, yeah, it's a lot, but I'm not a pro athlete. I really appreciate the thing that you are a genuine person. You're just using only products that you are. But what would happen if nothing would ever happen? Like when you were a pro lifter, if you never discovered, have you ever thought about that? No. Nobody would ever like sponsor you or something like that. What would you do instead? Are there some things like that?
I don't even know, honestly. This is just such a big part. Powerlifting is just such a big part of my life. I can't really imagine it just all like falling out of my life. But I have thought about what would happen if my parents immigrated from Ghana to the Netherlands. I have thought about what would have happened if they didn't do that, because the life over there is very different from the life I have in the Netherlands, and I probably wouldn't have ever found powerlifting. But I think I would definitely do some other sport. I would most probably do something like athletics, probably sprinting, because I think I have done athletics for a very short time, but I just found it pretty boring, I think, so I didn't continue it. But I definitely like sprinting, so I would probably do sprinting. Maybe high level, I don't know. I definitely couldn't see myself living without doing any type of sports.
All right, so you will find some other sports where you
for sure.
could excel in, but luckily you have found powerlifting.
Powerlifting, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when you are not lifting, when you're not studying, you're not in school, how you spend your free time?
Playing Clash Royale.
Really?
This is so bad.
No, I would never guess something.
Yeah, it's really bad.
It's not actually. I played it too. Not now.
yeah.
But just always when I'm ill or sick, I was just play Clash Royale.
It's so fun.
Really, you play Clash Royale?
Yeah.
Oh, we have to. I'll download it.
We have to play. Yeah.
We will play it together.
I'm gonna.
Yes.
I'm gonna fight you.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
So that's how you spend your free time. Just
I play a lot of Clash Royale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah. But I know it can be time consuming. You just want more. And if you are like a pro athlete, if your approach to Clash Royale is same like to powerlifting, you always want more kills, more trophies. Yeah, I can imagine that it is a time consuming habit. All right. I was thinking like, she will go for. I will say, I'm going for a walk or something. No, I'm playing Clash Royale. Why not? Why not? All right.
Yeah.
And now let's move to my favorite part of the podcast and my favorite question. What would you do if you died after 6 months from this moment?
I mean, would I know that I would die?
Yeah.
So basically, I just got a notification and someone is like, you're gonna die in 6 months from now. What are we gonna do?
Yes.
I would. Wow, this could go in two directions. Either I live the most unhealthy but fun life, or I try to make the best out of it and still try to excel in powerlifting.
Which one would you choose?
I think I'd stop powerlifting. If I only
Really?
have 6 months
All
to
right.
live, yeah, I would probably go traveling, spending time with my loved ones, eating a lot of food, no weight class restrictions, doing a bunch of adrenaline-seeking things, like bungee jumping.
All right.
I don't know, like running out of a plane, like jumping from a plane.
Yeah.
Also skydiving sounds really cool. I would probably get a motorcycle. Because I've thought of it, but it's so dangerous. I'm kind of like if I injure myself.
Yeah, it is easy to enjoy on motorbike.
Yeah, basically that. Yeah,
All
just
right.
enjoy life, I think, without powerlifting.
All right, just okay. I think it will be also inspiring because you're inspiring as the whole person, as you said here.
Me?
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully, somebody can take something out of it.
I hope so.
Spending your free time on Clash Royale, I think that's
It's
that's
a really good game. It's
inspiring.
addicting though.
Yeah.
Watch out.
Watch out. You should write Supercell that you can have your own code.
Oh, I don't even know if I think people are gonna fight me. I mean, I like to think I'm good, but then I play with other people, and it seems that I'm not that good.
All right. And as I was talking about the inspiring thing, do you have someone like idol or someone who is inspiring you?
Leah, yeah, for sure. She was I think she was one of the first powerlifters that I started following. I just really like her training approach. I like that she's been doing it for a very long time. She's had some injuries, some mental health stuff, but despite that, she always keeps pushing through. She's very resilient. I just admire her as not only a person, like not only an athlete, but also as a person. So, yeah, I'd say Leah.
All right, that's cool. Now to your qualities. What's the best qualities you admire on yourself, and what's the worst quality?
My best and worst quality.
Yeah.
I think my best quality would probably be that I can be very disciplined. There's a lot of times where I don't feel like prepping anymore, or where I don't feel like dieting, or when I've done a lot of competitions in a short amount of time where I don't even feel like training anymore. But I do always show up, even when I don't feel like it. So I'd say discipline. And then my worst quality, I tend to talk down on myself or not believe in myself, especially the last weeks of prep. I often feel like I'm not strong enough. I'm not going to be strong in time. My lifts aren't moving good. But then luckily I have people around me that are like, you're fine. You're going to be fine. But yeah, I would love to have a bit more confidence.
All right. And how you deal with that?
I cry.
Really?
Not really. Sometimes I do though. I just keep doing the thing I always do, because deep down I know that it often feels bad, but on the competition day, I haven't really had competitions yet where I underperformed so much, like that it was actually super, super bad. So I just kind of remind myself that even though my lifts can feel bad, or it moves slow, or my technique feels off, it's probably gonna be okay on competition day.
All right. I think that's a great approach to
Yeah.
that. And you never felt like burning out or something like that out of powerlifting or everything what was going around?
I mean, not actual burnout, but I definitely had some times where I didn't enjoy training as much. I was just very tired, like tired of dieting, tired of training, like tired in general because body weight was low and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you can't have food, but you also have to continue to train really hard. Um, I think that was this year actually because I've done a lot of competitions this year, and for me personally, it's difficult to stay in, I call it athlete mode
Yeah.
year round because I'm just a girl. I like to eat. I like to go out with friends
Yeah, yeah.
sometimes. Um, yeah, I definitely need some time, like some time off powerlifting. I
All right.
definitely can't be a powerlifter year round. Like you have athletes that are able to do that. For example, I think Agatha is one of
Yeah,
those,
yeah.
but she is built different anyway. But I think she's one of the people that can be locked in year round, and I cannot do that.
Yeah. All right. And what would you advise to somebody who's going through same things? You know, that kind of is tired of that and that and that. How would you? What would you advise if you were his coach? What would you say to this person?
Probably say try to set little goals for yourself. So instead of saying I'm gonna do this major competition in 6 months, try to make smaller goals. For example, try to like tell yourself to train 3 times a week when you don't
Alright.
feel like training at all. And then if you manage to train 3 times a week, try to bring it up to 4. Depending on how often you train, maybe try to bring it up to 5. If you're tired of dieting, tired of tracking your food, try to start with only tracking your proteins, for example. Do that for a while, and if that feels comfortable and in your routine,
Yeah.
to the point that you don't have to actively think about it and actively force yourself to do it, try to also track your carbs and then your fats. Just basically implement those little
Yeah,
things
yeah.
that are gonna make it easier to like get back to your old self. Because if you set too difficult goals or like goals that are too big, you're gonna fail. It has to stay sustainable. Yeah, don't set goals that are too big for you.
Well, that's really great advice.
Thanks.
Actually, I haven't expected that. And that shows that you are really a coach.
Yeah.
So,
Thanks.
yeah. Well, what's your approach to your athletes? How many athletes do you have?
5. It's just
All right.
small. Yeah.
And
Yeah. I love it that it's so small because I get to divide all my energy onto them. And also, like, there is a certain threshold to what I can earn next to
Yeah,
the
contract with
the
them.
contract. So with the coaching and then the social media stuff, I'm kind of getting close to it. So
Yeah,
I'm not really able to work more. So yeah, just try to keep it very small. And I love it this way, so that's nice.
All right. And do you have any preferred, I don't know, planning technique or just programming technique or something like that? What do you prefer, or just individually by every single?
It's very individual because there's always gonna be people that are planning on competing, and there's gonna be people that just lift for fun and don't really have the aspirations to grow really big. So it's just it really depends on the person.
All right. That's from your side as a coach. That's what I wanted to hear. And I think we talk about plenty of topics. So now it's time for the last question for you. Betty,
Yeah.
what would you wanted to our audience know, or just what some outcome of our conversation? What's your message to them?
Well, I wasn't prepared for this question.
Yeah.
If you want to start getting into powerlifting, just do it. If you want to get like to the top, you should probably make sure that all your externals are like that you're actually working towards it. Because I often hear, it's a little bit of a pet peeve of mine. I often hear people that go like I don't know why my lifts suck. I mean, I'm training so hard. Why can't I not just be stronger? It's so unfair. But you need great genetics. You also need a great work ethic. And the people that complain in that way and say that it's unfair usually aren't locked in. So you can't expect to get the best possible results if you don't put in all the work. And even if you do put in all the work, chances are that you might not get there. Like some people think that you can just work as hard as you want to and you will just get there, but I'm not sure if that's the case. I think you don't need to have to get to the top as long as you're just doing something that's sustainable for you, as long as you're just having fun. Yeah, just honestly have fun. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Don't expect to like get to the top in 2 years or 5 years because it takes some time. Basically.
All right.
Sorry.
Why?
I
think it was
think
great.
there's definitely people that are not going to agree with me.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Betty, thanks so
Yeah.
much for coming, and I wish you all luck in the world to pull another world record.
Thank you so
and
much.
in your career. Was
Yeah.
crazy and pleasant to meet you.
It was so nice to meet you too. And thanks for this conversation. I really liked it.